Hey everybody, it's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game. As you can see, it is Friday morning, September 8th. Uh, no, this is going to be a straight preview pod. No reviews, no post-lock movie watching. It's been almost, about a month since I've gone to a post-lock movie, post-game lock movie. Just nothing really exciting. Next week, it should all change. American Assassin. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Um, Michael Keaton, Dylan O'Brien should be great. But this week, we're just going to get right into the call sheets and see what we can see. Of course, we'll focus on the feature presentation first. And we'll start out with my call sheet since it's the one I know best. And we'll see if we see any kind of patterns. Welcome back, Okoye. It's been a minute. Okoye, early adopter of the game. It's kind of been in and out here and there. Welcome back to the fold. Good to see you playing. And let's see. So here's my call sheet. So obviously we're going with it. Looks like our runaway leader for. It looks like a runaway leader for the box office weekend. And whoa, wait, what? Wait, what? It did 13.5 million on Thursday evening? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. This is bananas. Nobody does 13 million on a Thursday. It's not even summer anymore. Kids are in school. What? Yeah, this is genuine surprise. This isn't acting. I'm not faking this. I'm blown away. Warner Brothers reports this morning that it crushed several genre records on Thursday evening with an estimated $13.5 million start from shows beginning at 7 p.m. Oh my God. That far exceeds the pre-Friday debuts of films like Paranormal Activity 3, 8 million, The Conjuring 2, 3.4 million, while also topping non-horror R-rated debuts like Logan 9.5 million, 50 Shades of Grey 8.6 million, The Hangover Part 2 10.4 million, and even Deadpool 12.7 million. Jesus Christmas. And their forecast 81 million, they say, are now admitting looks pretty low. My God, what is going on with you people? You like scary clowns? What is wrong? Oh wow. So this thing looks like it might be on track to do 100 million. Wow. I'm flustered. I'm flabbergasted. My gasted is flabbered. Woo. Yeah. So they estimate 81 million from it this weekend. 6.6 million from home again, and then it gets really dire after that. So. Yeah, okay, so apparently the only strategy worth having was to headliner stack it and figuring it out from there. I decided I was going to go back to the well, Haslo Como Hombre, because it did, essentially 1.2 million last weekend. I figured if it did half of that, that's still a good, 600,000, 700,000, or, 7 points at 1 point per 100,000 in platform release. And don't forget, once again, if we're looking at replacement value this week, estimating what the replacement value of any one actor from any one movie would be for the next actor or movie, I would estimate it to be about, at best 6 or 7 points. So if you're looking at a replacement value of 6 or 7 points, you really can't go wrong with Haslo. Get your headliner stack in there. Get another 4 more on top of that. 1, 2. Yeah. So what I ended up doing was I did 6. You can't afford to do 7, the full max stack, but if you do 6 Haslo actors, and I totally punted limited release with the Emoji Movie, because after that once you get 2 headliners from it, that's 56,000 in your budget right there. So you have 44,000 to fill 8 slots, which comes out to be an average of 5,500 per actor. So you have to get kind of creative. Now this hits that average, just about, but I figured you might as well punt with the Emoji Movie, because that Based on weekend, look, we know how I love my per theater average, uh, and per theater average for available, likely limited release movies in with the money I had available looked like it was going to be just about. So if Leap did 1791 over the 3-day last weekend. If you assume it does 1200 on, and that was on 2700 screens. If you assume it does about 1200 on, how many screens was it on? It was on Leap. What? I thought I adjusted this. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking about Leap. I'm sorry. We were talking about. Sorry, Friday brain already. No, we weren't. We weren't talking about Leap. We actually should have been talking about Emoji Movie. There we go. Emoji Movie's on 1,450 screens. On a per screen average, Emoji Movie does. Let me just find the sucker emoji. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay, so 1,100 per screen for the Emoji Movie. It's less than Girls Trip. It's even less than All Saints, but it's going to be on more screens than All Saints. We can't afford Girls Trip. Tulip Fever is definitely going nowhere fast, so I figured this might be the best shot, even for a punt, pure punt. 5,000. It's the best you can do. So 1,100 per, just under 1,200 per screen. If you assume that 800 per screen times 1,450 screens, 1.2 million, 2 points and some change. It could do worse, right? And then I did Crown Heights, which is in platform release. No, sorry, yeah, platform release. It should be at 99 screens. Did just over 1,100 per screen. So if you assume, hopefully, maybe 900 per screen times 99 screens. Oh my God, you're still. You know what? At this point, you're just punting. But basically, it's min price with headliner bonus 1.40. So I'm essentially punting these last few slots to fit in 6 Haslows, but I think it'll pay off in the end. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. So that was my strategy. Ooh, sorry. Oh, I'm yawning. Been up for a minute. Okay, so let's see what some of the other. Let's take a look at Okoye. He's been out of the game for a minute. See what he's coming back into the game with. Okoye, similar strategy. He had headliner stack from It, 6 Haslows, and then the headliner stack of Birth of the Dragon and Memoir of a Murderer. And you know what? I can't blame either, because at this point you're essentially punting. Although I will say that, well, you know what? So Birth of the Dragon. Let's take a look at this real quick. From a per screen average, Birth. Here we go. Yeah, so it's actually tracking it actually did less than Emoji Movie. This week, how many screens is going to be on? It's going to be, that's last weekend. Get that out of there. Birth of the Dragon. Yeah, okay, so it's going to be on half as many screens as Emoji Movie. So I still kind of like mine better, although I will say this. He does have a headliner bonus, which could, actually, I still think my points, well, let's see. If this does essentially min price, because it may not even make 500,000, right? If it makes over 500,000, he's got a shot. If it makes under 500,000, then it's essentially getting min salary, because you're getting 1 point per 500,000 in box office per actor. So it makes, let's say it does 800 per screen on 700 screens. That's 560,000. So basically, min plus, 1.1 or whatever times 40%, 1.54. Yeah, so you're not getting. I still like my pure punt of the emoji over a headliner from Birth of the Dragon, because you're not getting, because I'm still probably going to get about 2 points, while you may get 1.54 points. And while that may sound somewhat trivial, it is non-trivial, because this is a weekend where if everyone follows this same pattern, you're talking about fractions of points separating slots. Memoir of a Murderer is interesting because he's able to get another headliner in there, whereas I was not. But actually, this is somewhat negligible because you're basically exchanging non. You're basically exchanging min-price headliner for min-price headliner. If Crown Heights does only do 89,000, I get a min score of 1.40 points. It matches what's likely going to be a min score of this of 1.40 points because Memoir of a Murderer is only going to be on 9 screens. There you go. Unless this has like a really huge wellspring of support in some very select markets to get it over 100,000, I find it hard to believe it's going to outperform. Most likely, what's happened with a lot of these Go USA, and these are essentially Asian-focused films, that they tend not to even report over the weekend. So you might be, SOL and just have to have a min score anyway. So this actually is negligible for mine, but I like the strategy here. It's going to be extremely close. Well done, Okoye. Well, way to come back. Way to come in hot. Took a few weeks off, came in with a really astute strategy, in my opinion. Let's take a look at Nimi. That would be the official therapist of the pod, Nicole Ward. Nick. And so her strategy was, so she had headliner stack of Hitman's Bodyguard, headliner stack of Haslo, a non-headliner from It. Oh, Nick, what are you doing? They all cost the same price. Nick. Oh my goodness, Nick. This is points left on the tables. If this movie is going to do 100 million this weekend, that's an extra 40 points you left on the table. Nick, what are you doing? Daniel Craig headlining Logan Lucky. Don't like its chances. Headliner stack from Girls Trip, which is good. And then headliner stack from Home again. And basically what this is all boiling down to is there is not nearly enough in points outside of, well, first of all, I mean, not having a headliner here when all of the It actors were the same price is just an egregious mistake. I'm sorry, Nicole. Love you as the official therapist of the pod. We'll hopefully have you back again. But this is unforgivable. And even outside of that, you don't have all the other actor points combined cannot and will not make up for even a non-headliner second It actor. So, I mean, unless these add to 100 points, which they don't, you're already playing from behind. And they also left 40 points on the table by not having a headliner. I'm sorry, Nimi. This call sheet, to quote Jay Devlin, does not have a shot in hell. Okay, love you. That's my LA fam, LA Familia. Who else? Take a look at Ray Kinsella. He just missed out on the money last week. Let's see what he came back with this week. And yes, and sadly, this one does not have a shot either. Once again, although he has an It headliner, which is good. Home again, I just don't see it. The projections are at 10 million or under, even as the headliner with Reese. That'd probably be about 14 points. Not liking where this is going. Annabelle Creations out of gas. So he had the headliner stack of Home again. Okay, so you might be able to squeak out, but maybe 24, 28 points between the two of them. Hitman's Bodyguard's out of gas. You're going to see it drop down to, I would guess, let's see, what did Box Office Pro say? They said 4.8 million. Sounds a little low. I still think you could do another 6 million. Even still, unless you have two It headliners, I mean, where are you going to make up the other 100 points? I mean, it's that 13.5 million. Everyone's got me shook. I won't lie. I had no idea it would set a record for an R-rated opening on a Thursday. That's just bananas. And then also he has a headliner stack from Glass Castle and a third actor from Home again. I admire your faith in Reese Witherspoon, Ray Kinsella, but I don't see anything overcoming, pardon the pun, the It factor. I mean, wow. And let's do some real on-the-fly research. I need to know more. What's going on with It? Rotten Tomatoes, what's It tracking at? All right, Rotten Tomatoes has a 90% rating, which is really good for critics. 92% of people who of the audience score liked it. Those are really strong. This sucker could hit 100 million. And once again, I have no desire to see it because even though it looks like the Goonies of my youth, I don't do creepy clowns. Can't do it, won't do it. Let's see what Deadline has to be talking about this. This is Mage. This is major. What is Deadline talking about? Oh, here's box office. China. No. Let's talk about it. Let's hit the. Let's hit box office tab. Let's see if they mention this. This has to be huge news. Wow, and it's not even okay. Here it is. Fourth build. It Scares Life in the box office beats Deadpool, a 13.5 million record preview, 90 million plus 3-day possible. That's what I like to hear. Okay. And this is actually, and for those who are watching this, if you've caught a glimpse of this, is actually a really big factor too. AMC, Cinemark, Regal, and more closing Florida theaters as Hurricane Irma nears. That takes almost an entire state off the freaking map. So even though it's going to do major box office overall, I mean, a whole state, a fairly populous state, in Florida, is being taken off the map, as far as movie going goes. And for those of you who aren't aware of my setup, I have a 3-screen setup, 2 of which I use primarily for work, and then the third one I have usually set on TV, usually the news, MSNBC, ESPN, whatever. So I can read the crawls and whatever. And so I'm seeing a lot of hurricane coverage going on for the state of Florida. Our thoughts and positivity are with you. Stay safe, all that good stuff. But you're taking off an entire state off the map from movie going. So that's going to affect some box office generally, which takes us back to the early days in research when Jay Devlin was so in on this game, he would check weather patterns to see if that would affect box office, which now we know it does. Okay, who else should we take a look at? Let's take a look at Ring Balls, a thought leader in the group chat, former theater worker, usually has great insights in these type of things. Okay, so he went with the It headliner stack, 2 9/11 platform performers, Tulip Fever as his obligatory limited release movie with Dane DeHaan headlining it, and a 5-pack of Trip to Spain. Interesting. Did I miss something on the theater counts? Trip to Spain? Let me refresh this. Theater counts. Oh, that's last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago. Trip to Spain. No, I don't see. Let's see. Okay, it actually declined by 15 theaters. Interesting. I don't know. Well, I still have faith in Haslo. This is interesting. I'm not sure if Trip to Spain will do what Ring Balls thinks it will do, but I do see what he was thinking. This is a classic Stars and Scrubs type of call sheet where he went heavy on the stars, 2 It headliners, and then just scrubbed out the rest of the call sheet. I don't know. I mean, it still might be good enough to make the money. I just don't know if it will be a top 5 call sheet. Thanks for playing, Ring Balls. Let's do a couple more. Let's do Old Reliable, Gamble 24x7, the all-time cinema draft money leader. And yeah, Stars and Scrubs, It headliner stack, Atomic Blonde headliners, Atomic Blonde 5-pack actually. Interesting, 9/11. So he had a 9/11 duo, not quite a headliner stack. I think he ran out of money. Punted with the Emoji Movie wisely at limited release, but he has one headliner, Whoopi Goldberg from 9/11, and Billy Malone as a non-headliner. And I'm intrigued. I don't know how much it's going to do. No one's really even tracking it. It isn't platform release. Once, of course, taking advantage of the 9/11 anniversary coming on Monday. So as far as the timing of this release, I just have no feel for this movie. I haven't seen very many commercials for it, and I watch a lot. I consume a lot of media, so the fact that I haven't seen many commercials for it is a troubling sign. I don't know. It's be interesting to see how this plays out. If this does like quietly, if this does like a silent like 1.5 or 2 million, then this could totally flip the board as far for his chances. But otherwise, it's Gamble 24/7. If he's involved, he's probably going to cash. I think he's working on like a 15-week winning streak, cash streak. So we'll see. And then the other one, let's do Michael Vellante. As usual, I am favoring people in the group chat. Get in the group chat, y'all. We're giving away a game for free. And he also had it headliner stack. But then also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had a 6-pack of Atomic Blonde. No headliners, notably. They were too expensive. And then Michael Sheen headlining Home Again. And then Patrick Stewart as the Emoji Movie Punt. So it's interesting to see where people are going with their strategy. Basically, it's my me and Okoye's Haslo strategy versus the world. And I guess that's pretty much going to do it. We've covered a lot of bases. Touch base with Deadline. It's totally stunned by it. So good luck to everybody out there. Thanks everybody for playing, for listening, for watching. You know what to do. It's cinemadraft.co. Tell all your friends. Cinemadraft.co. The more players, the merrier. Giving away game and money for free in the group chat. Also, subscribe, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever you get your fine podcasts for free. And it's the weekend, everybody. If you're not in Florida, and Florida residents, of course, stay safe, evacuate, do what you got to do. But everyone else, why don't you go see a movie or something?